And then there's the situation in the division where it looks like the Carolina Panthers are set up to do some damage. I like the moves that Carolina's made a lot. I like Frank Reich. I like Josh McCown has got everybody thinks he's new head coaching material. He's going to be the coordinator there. Jim Caldwell to help. Dom Capers to help. I mean, it's a heck of a staff they've put together. Mm-hmm. And Andy Dalton is the backup quarterback. You already know that whoever they're drafting first overall is going to have an aces individual backing him up and telling him what he needs to know about being a professional quarterback. Adam Thielen just got answered. Miles Sanders is running the football. Carolina's building a nice team. Now just who are they going to draft first overall? Who's going to be handed the keys to the car right out of the gate? Because they're not drafting somebody first overall, giving up all what they gave up to go get this person, just to have them sit and wait and watch Andy Dalton start week one. That is just flat out not happening. There's many things on the earth that can happen, might happen, will happen. That ain't one of them. Frank Reich and Scott Fitterer, the general manager, moved up from 9-1, giving up all that draft capital to draft somebody. And apparently that somebody, as we are entering pro day week for the quarterback draft class, or the top of it, this is what Scott Fitterer, the general manager, had to say about who they are looking at as the first overall pick.
Did you trade up because you had one quarterback you wanted?
We at the combine said, if you're going to go up, you better have conviction. And we have conviction on players at that top that we feel good about.
Okay.
I'm not going to go into it, but we feel good about being in this position. We're still going through the process right now. I mean, obviously we have our ideas. You know, you're not going to make a move like that without having that pretty much cemented. But now we're going through the process of talking to the players and really getting to know them. You know them as players starting back a couple of years when your scouts start, watching these guys, evaluating them. We had a snapshot at the combine where you get 18 minutes talking to them. But really, we want to get to know them, what drives them, who's supporting them, who's in their family. So this is an important time to go through this process. But we do feel good about the group up top.
Here's the deal. Anybody who hears that and says, oh, it's just smoke, it's a general manager blowing smoke, and that he definitely knows who's number one overall, who they moved up to go get. It's not smoke. If it's anything like most of these situations where a team is first overall, has a choice of quarterbacks first overall, who are they going to choose? And it's one person that could lead the race, but they're not fully done doing their due diligence on maybe eliminating that person or opening the door to who might have been in second place on the day of the trade. If you think that that's not possible, you are wrong. One of my favorite stories that I've picked up in my now soon to be 20 full years with NFL Network. Ooh. Jim Morris Sr. Go ahead.
Playoffs?
That's the guy.
Talk about playoffs?
That guy.
Are you kidding me?
That guy.
Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Bless him. Jim Morris Sr., prior to all of that, he was, the guy who had the first overall selection placed right in front of him. The Indianapolis Colts. Who are you going to choose? Here is Peyton Manning and our frequent guest host on this program, Ryan Leaf. And everybody believes, well, it had to be Peyton right from the get-go, because look what happened with Peyton's career and look what happened with Ryan Leaf's career, so on and so forth. Jim Mora Sr. told me that they were grinding tape on the first overall selection to the very last moment. Grinding tape on it till the very end. And this is after, apparently, I think, if I asked Ryan this point blank, that they asked Peyton Manning, hey, if you're going to be the first overall pick in the draft, what are you going to do? I'm going to get in the playbook. I'm going to do all the things that you want to hear the answer of your first overall pick quarterback. That he asked Ryan Leaf the same thing. He said, I'm going to take my buddies. We're going to go to Vegas and celebrate.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ryan's told that story.
Yeah, he told
He's told the story, right?
Yeah.
So even after hearing that, the Colts grinded tape on, do we choose Ryan Leaf over Peyton Manning? Even hearing that, I believe again, this is for Bryce Young.
So
But
you think the decision's made?
But no, I don't think the decision's made. I think on the day that they made the trade, they're like, we like Bryce Young. Although C.J. Stroud's the one that threw at the combine, and this trade was made right after the combine.
Yeah, I think it's for CJ.
It could be for Stroud, too.
Because also, too, Vegas knows everything. The odds totally flipped on who will be the number one pick.
Well, guess what? Bryce Young's pro day is Wednesday.
Yeah.
And it's gonna go hog wild of how terrific he looks and how he spins the ball. And then the interviews will happen on NFL Network and ESPN and whatever. And you'll see just how incredibly intelligent and likable he is. Just like, it's got to be him. And then C.J. Stroud's pro day is Thursday. And then Will Levis's pro day is Friday. And then Anthony Richardson's is a week from today. It's going to be refreshed about how great everybody looks because everybody's – I don't remember the last bad pro day anybody at the quarterback position had. Jalen Carter apparently had one for Georgia.
Teddy Bridgewater.
Okay. Well, that's another one. Sure. It's going to switch over and over and over and over again. And I want that to happen up until the last second. But Carolina's got something cooking, and I really like what they've got cooking. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.